Today we are just going to have a discussion about the Internet of Things. That's an introduction to an Internet of Things, the genesis of Internet of Things, historical perspective of Internet of Things, and we will just cover some of the evolutionary phases an Internet is providing to the users. Let's just begin our discussion with what's an IoT. As you're observing from this slide, IoT is a technology transition in which devices will allow users to sense and control the physical world by making the objects smarter and connecting them through an intelligent network. When objects and machines can be sensed, controlled remotely across a network, there would be a tighter integration between a physical world and the computers which were enabled. This allows the involvement of all those advanced applications which relates to Internet of Things. The major goal of Internet of Things is to connect the unconnected. Here, the objects which are not currently joined to a computer network will be connected so that they can communicate, interact with the people and other related objects. The genesis of IoT had given a raise with the year of 2008, and here we can just see in those years the things were connected to an internet rather than people in the world. From this diagram, we can just try to understand during the year of 2003, the connected devices per person was estimated to be around 0.08, where there were 50 million connected devices serving a world population of 6.3 billion. Now, we could see today somewhere around 6.5 connected devices per person we are into, having the connected devices being 50 billion, serving the world population of 7.6 billion. Towards the historical perspective, IoT got its name by Kevin Ashton, where he was working with an MIT's Auto ID Center, which happens to be a global research network for academic laboratories. And he was basically focusing on the developments of RFID. And that point of time, when he was with this kind of an education, he got the clicking idea about connecting the things to the computer. And it was somewhere around 1999, he had a clicking point for an Internet of Things. Kevin Ashton, whom we call as father of IoT, had always said there would be sensing things with the computers which would act as a brains towards the coming centuries. We have the next topic, which is called as evolutionary phases of internet. And this evolutionary phases of internet had a major impact on Internet of Things. We can observe from this diagram there were the initial advantages in terms of connectivity, where people were just using the connectivity or an internet to digitally access some of the contents, something just like sharing or establishing a chat or browsing the information which is available on the internet. Their major focus during the earlier days of involvement with an internet was limited, and it had the functionality only to serve email, only to browse, only to search for the content. As there was a gradual increase with respect to the people involving with an internet, there was a coining called as digitization of a businesses. And the word digitization of a businesses had an aiming of establishing the networked economy where people just gradually improve by making a transactions online, establishing the commerce fields. Probably it is an e-commerce related applications. Then there were some supply chain enhancements which had a collaborative engagement to the organization, and this had an increase with respect to the efficiency factors relating to the businesses. And that was a second phase where there was a gradual improvements from ordinary usage to have an digitization with respect to the business related applications. And that phase has definitely had a major impact on all those interactions what the people were doing it to have the extended capability by adding some of the features to the social media. Means at this stage there were the race to the social media related applications, and when the social media related applications came into existence, there was a data which was giving a strategic improvements for looking at the decision making of a system. Now, the last stage or a last phase is referred as Internet of Things. And this is that phase which is digitizing the entire world. And here, this phase adds extra flavors to the connectivity of an object, to the connectivity of a machine, and to the connectivity of a machine towards the world. And it enables the latest services and experiences by establishing the connected parameters associated to the unconnected. Let's just move with a quick video through which we can understand what's an IoT and how does it relates to our application program. So here, as you are observing from this video, we could see the Internet of Things being established with the transportation services. We see the various sectors which covers almost all walks of life. Probably the system is going to give us an understanding towards all those parameters which associates with a day-to-day life. Maybe a car, maybe you're scanning the barcode, maybe you just go with a traffic lane, there is an auto detection of a vehicle, maybe I use a smart watch. There are some kind of data which you are generating from all these devices, and this data is giving a money to an organization, money to the government. And the fact through which the Internet of Things are connected is seen with this diagrams. And there could be the improvisation with respect to the decision making. And here we can observe the Internet of Things is giving some strategic involvement in terms of predictions. It's also giving a lot of services having been connected with an handheld device. And this slide is showing we have gotten a factory being automated, and this factory automation is one more service. Here this second factor which is associated with this slide is telling what's that major purpose of this factory automation, and how many products have been generated at that particular time, and how this product could be dispatched from one place to another if we are approaching or making an use of Internet of Things. And here you can observe from this application there is a barcoding, and this barcoding is giving these many services is being established and is being deployed to the respective vendors. And this slide is trying to suggest it's nothing but we have an air cooler, and we see that some place we are trying to provide the air cooler increasal with the temperature or decreasal with the temperature, and this has been alerted via the handheld device. And that's how the future of Internet of Things is being observed. And there is an always a business which lies with an intelligence. And if the people are involved and an organization has a major technology called as an IoT, there is always a raise with their revenue. And the revenue definitely has an yield with respect to the productivity of we gained a little bit of understanding towards an IoT. Moving further, from this slide, we will now try to understand what exactly is IoT and digitization. At a higher level, the IoT basically focuses on connecting the things such as objects, machines, a computer network, and internet. Here, the digitization, on the other hand, encompasses the connection of things with the data. And here, just make a note, it's a data, what is being generated by the things, what is being provided from the things, and what gives an business insights to the actual technology. And that's what we call as digitization. Example to take it here would be we come across with a lot of Wi-Fi devices which will be observed on the shopping malls, and these devices will tell the owner how many customers have entered into the mall, what are the display offers the customers would be given with, and how long this customer would be spending in the mall, and how long this customer would take or buy the products which is displayed with the offers, and the customer retention ratio, all those things would be captured with the help of this IoT. And this in turn would give a conversion of the information such that a better decisions would be taken by the owner for retaining the customer for a longer duration. Second example would be from a digitized camera. So here these days we all are making use of actual digitization or I can just say there is a word called as digital camera which will be used to capture the images, and these digital cameras comes with a fact called as intern or an interfaced camera within it. And that's in one more digitization factor which could be suggested here. The third application could be observed is video rental industry and transportation. Older the days, people were purchasing the DVDs, people were using a videotapes to play a clip. Now, with an effect of digitization, everyone is observing the video content via the streaming, and they are purchasing the movies as and when it is required, and they are doing it in a downloadable way. And that is one more technology enhancements. The third fact of digitization can be observed with transportation. Older the days, people were just only using an ordinary buses. Now, whenever we are seeing a transportation services which is through the click of hand, we can see the digital technology improvements. Example could be Uber and Ola. Fourth factor there would be smarter homes. And we see the smarter homes being adapted to almost all type of users. And the smarter home aims at detecting some uninterrupted events which is occurred inside a home, and it also determines the climatic conditions, the connections with respect to the video surveillance system, and it is having the smarter switches to operate the lights, maybe the walls, maybe the doors, and so on. And that is one more kind of service which can be seen with the rays of digitization. And whatever these applications which I have taken as a case study, it all aims at making the life of the people smarter, making the life of the people easier to live with. And there would be an estimation the IoT will have a lot of impact in the coming years, and IoT would provide all those essential services to the people and businesses by improving the quality of life. And the IoT also aims at managing and monitoring the smarter objects using the real time connectivity, and it also enables the new level of data which could be used for data driven decision making. And we can see from this slide there is a gradual or a rapid growth in the number of devices which are connected to the internet. We observe the transition from 2003 to 2020. That is, the number of connected people to the device was less with 2003, and it had a rapid adoption rate as there was an race with a digital infrastructure, and this digital infrastructure was 5 times faster than the electricity and the telephony. And that has actually given a clicking point to the things per person. Today, we are crossing more than 50 billion smarter objects, and the things per person which are connected are larger. The impact of IoT on several innovative applications are Google's self-driving car. Then we can see the Google Assistant, which is acting for a self-driving car. Then we see the connected factory. We see the actual revolution which has been applied to the connected factories. We can come across with the smarter connected buildings. There is the convergence of technologies with these smarter buildings. Then we can come across with the smart creators to find the survivors who are placed inside an actual sensing devices. Maybe this can give an application with the disaster